Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine and say hello to Rocco.
Hi, Rocco Gibson here.
Recording artist, chef, yoga instructor, and he's showing us how to start the day on a positive note. And while we're hanging out with Rocco, get ready for a dose of healthy vibes for mind, body, and spirit.
Black pepper. There we go. Bon appetit. The weekend has started, and of course, where are we? Our usual all-you-can-eat buffet place. True to form, I had my 2 plates of food, and I'm quitting now while I'm ahead. All right, we are on our way to the Japanese restaurant, where there will be 8 other people. Whoa. The food is moving. Good morning, good Sunday morning, coffee. The day will be the gym. I need to give myself a little spa time. And after that, stop at the store, pick up some ingredients to make a really good red sauce. And that's really it. Maybe some house cleaning. We shall see, but it looks like it's going to be kind of an uneventful day. These days I'm having my coffee with chocolate, oat milk, and honey. On my way to the gym. Workout is done. I got my elliptical, I got my abs, I got my arms, I got my shoulders, I got my infrared treatment, and I got my massages in. So now to Cordona's, that's an Italian deli, where I'm gonna get some guanciale for a red sauce that I'm making tonight. It's a combination of a pork meat sauce along with guanciale. So it's kind of like an amatriciana, but a heavy-duty meat sauce. It's a recipe I spotted. I have to try it. I won't do a cooking video yet because I will have needed to have tried it at least a few times to perfect it. So at the deli. Fun weekend. Hello folks, welcome to Tales from the Tao. Not that these readings have any particular title, but it just sounds good. So we're going to be reading verse 2, and I do have to say that this is a verse that not only resonated with me immediately when I first read it, but still stays with me to this day. So here we go. Verse number 2. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Love this. Therefore the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Once again, this is gender neutral. Things disappear and she lets them go. But she has and does not possess. acts but does not expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That's why it lasts forever. So when you think about it, everything is comparison. Okay, so for example, and I know this is a really cheesy example, this beard. Is this beard short? Is it medium? Is it long? Well, it's very long if I were to compare it to someone who was clean shaven, and this is quite short if I'm hanging out with Santa Claus. So how you perceive something is really dependent on the counterparts. And also, it goes to show you that how we describe things is not necessarily set in stone. It's a perception. You may view your product as really good, whereas it could be amazing compared to something that is less than the quality of what you are doing. So it really means the descriptions that you would use to really describe anything is really dependent upon the perception of it and not necessarily set in stone. Okay, for example, these walls, okay, so how do you see that? Do you see that as green? Well, I will tell you, if you were to compare it to other shades of green, this might seem like more of a gray, it might seem more of a beige, who even knows? The point is, how you see things, it's really dependent on just about everything else. So it's really that connection. I think that is so cool. And by the way, if you're feeling your body, for example, isn't really in the best shape, really just take a look around you, because your body may be in better shape than you think. Or vice versa. You might think that something you're doing is amazing and it's really good, but in actuality it might not be as good as you think and might bear a lot of room for improvement. So anyway, fun concept. So being and non-being create each other. So that goes right back to what I'm saying. You're going to view green because there's other things that are not green. Long and short define each other, same thing. So moving on, therefore the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. So, this is really someone who is conscious and someone who is living a mindful life really lets things be, because ultimately, it is the Tao or the universe or God that's really in charge of everything. There's an intelligence going on that's beyond us, and that intelligence is what takes the cake. Things arise and she lets them come, things disappear and she lets them go. Everything's very fluid, everything is in motion, nothing is still. And the enlightened person has an understanding of that. The length of beards, for example, this could be short, this could be long, or this could be this can be clean shaven tomorrow. Who knows? So she has, but she does not possess. So everything around me, the lamp, the picture, the walls, the shirt, the necklaces, they quote unquote belong to me, and they also don't. This belongs to the universe. The universe could take any of these things away like that. I really don't own anything. Everything, in my opinion, is borrowed. We have it for a time and then we have to give it back. And the enlightened person has an understanding of that and goes ahead and does that. When her work is done, she forgets it. That's why it lasts forever. So, when you have done a good job and when you're conscious doing what you're doing, you are in the moment, and there's a better quality to it because all of your attention is in it. And when it's done and when it's over with, you're in that moment where the work you've done technically doesn't even exist anymore except as a memory. So I think this is about understanding that how you see things is fluid, because there's always a comparison, and yet everything is created. Long and short define each other. And when you're in the moment with what you do, you can easily let whatever you may otherwise be clutching onto go. Because in the moment, the only things that matter are what's in front of you and the task you're doing right now, until it becomes the next task. So, fun concept. That is verse 2 of the Tao Te Ching. And till next time. We are going to talk about chakra number 3, Manipura, whatever that is, which means illustrious gem. I want to also say that the orange chakra video, I forgot to tell you guys the name and the meaning. It's Svadhisthana, and that means one's own place. So, moving up to the 3rd chakra, which is located just a little hint below the diaphragm, that spinning wheel of energy correlates with the color yellow, and it has to do with issues of personal power and control. This is my favorite chakra to work with, because as a man in the world, having to make a lot of decisions and having to work with a lot of choices, having personal power and believing in yourself is really important. According to Shirley MacLaine, she's a chakra guru, and it was her video that introduced me to the chakras in the first place. This is the chakra that causes the most problems for most people. And it also tends to create a lot of digestive issues if the chakra is blocked. The chakras not only correlate with the color, not only do they correlate with the musical key, this being E, by the way, E for egg, and the song that's playing now is in that key. So if you listen to that key, that can help stimulate the chakra, okay? If you look at the color yellow, that can stimulate this chakra. Basically, the chakras also have a physical effect in the body. And if the chakra is blocked, it's going to affect the organs. The part of the body that the red chakra works with, the legs and the feet. The orange chakra, it actually has to do with the genitals. Not to sound inappropriate, but that's true. And, in other chakras, for example, the throat chakra, that has to do with, the throat. So basically, if this chakra is underactive, you are going to feel powerless, you're going to feel out of control, you're going to feel overwhelmed. A normal set of tasks that, would normally feel, pretty routine, could feel like it's a bit too much. So that's what happens when the chakra is not active enough. When it's overactive, You're going to feel bossy. You're going to be a control freak. It's your way or the highway. More than likely, you probably are bullying people without even realizing it. And we all know this particular person or this particular kind of person who really seems like quite a tyrant. Well, the person probably needs to slow the yellow chakra down a little bit. And so that's how, those are examples of how you can feel if this chakra is a little out of whack. Things that you can do to balance this chakra out, definitely resonate with the color yellow, wear it, look at it, and of course yellow is a pretty common color. It's spring, fortunately. Well, spring is coming, so pretty soon, you'll be able to see some flowers. Then again, if you are in North Carolina, there might be plenty of flowers, who knows, but you're gonna wanna look at yellow, essentially, dandelions. An article of clothing, maybe you have a shirt that is yellow, maybe something around your house, maybe there's some wall art with the color yellow in it. Sorry, my coordination's a little off, but the lampshade that has a little bit of golden yellow in it, little hint of orange too, but you see where I'm going with this. So, chakra number 3, yellow, the musical key of E, issues of personal power, personal control, and it is right where the solar plexus is. Physically, it's located in your spine, but at the height where your solar plexus would be. So more information that you can find on this, you can find more information on Google. You can, there's books on this subject. There's a lot. And even when you work out, if you're doing crunches, that can work with this particular chakra as well. In fact, there are different practices of yoga that focus specifically on the chakras by moving parts of the body where that are located to each chakra. So, for example, for the red chakra, what you would do for that is you would roll back right onto the base of your spine and lift your feet up. For the second chakra, there are twists that you can do which will work with those particular muscles. And of course, like I said, for the third chakra, crunches, sit-ups, reverse planks, things like that. So anyway, I hope this helps. Oh, okay, so this is what you're gonna do too. What you will do is you'll close your eyes. If you wanna pump the upper abs a couple of times to kind of prime that chakra, what you're gonna do is you're gonna breathe in any area of your life where you feel like you are in control, whether you feel like you've got your job down pat, whether you feel like, there's a project that you are being very successful with. Breathe that in and breathe out any feelings of helplessness, any feelings of being out of control. If you are somebody who is really hell-bent on making sure that everything is going your way, be willing to surrender some of the control. Breathe some of that out. So anyway, I hope that helps. And next time we will be talking about the heart chakra, my personal favorite. But until then, own your personal power and be willing to share your power with others. Back home, in time to clock on by 8:30. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. On my way now back to the shop, and as it turns out, the brakes needed some work. I was right. And there were a couple of rusting parts in the back. There was a pin that was broken. We're talking a $500 fix. Not so bad. And I think this is great how it worked out because one of my credit cards, the only one that I use on a regular basis, it had a $500 balance, which I finally paid off. Now I can use that because I know I can afford to pay off $500. Okay, Friday. I've got my car. No brake problems, no tire problems. Everything is good. Before I get crack-a-lackin' on my work day, I just wanted to take a couple of seconds to just acknowledge gratitude for the fact that it is Friday, and also to state the 5 things that I am grateful for, which I would otherwise be writing down. I figured I would just share it with you guys. So, what are 5 things that I am grateful for? I'm grateful that my car is good. I'm grateful that my tires are good, that my brakes are good. I'm grateful that I had enough funds to be able to cover it. The brake work, by the way, that was about $500. The tire was about $49. So all in all, $550 isn't too bad. When you think about it, that's actually the cost of a pretty heavy-duty tattoo, so not so bad. I am grateful that I'm here at work, that I have the energy and the health and the vitality to be up, around, and out of the house. 3, I am grateful for electricity, for heat. I'm grateful that, everything that I need to do my job is working. For example, internet. I didn't leave my laptop home. I'm grateful that the day is running smooth. Next, I think this is 3. I already lost count, which is sad. I'm grateful for coffee. It is one of those days where I am super sleepy, so coffee is a good thing. 4, like I said, maybe I'm miscounting, but 4 would be that it's Friday. It's the end of the week. I have a nice weekend coming up. And 5, this weekend I am having dinner with a good friend of mine. It's going to be nice to see him. So those are the 5 things that I am grateful for today. The week is over.
There's always more to read at Next Chapter Books and Art, winner of Sun Journal's Reader's Choice Awards for New Bern's Best Bookstore in 2025. Owned by local author Michelle Guerin-Fly, Next Chapter Books and Art features local authors and artists' works as well as new and used books of all sorts. Don't forget, we carry gift certificates for that special book lover in your life. For more information, call 252-633-5774. That's 252-633-5774. And check out our event page on our website at thenextchapternc.com. We can learn a lot from the squirrel, but do you know where all your nuts are? You need a plan and a right-hand man. Learn how you can achieve FIRE, gain financial independence, and retire early. Call Lucas Thomas, your right-hand man in financial planning today at 602-885-1148 or visit rhmreal.com.